A woman can like you, enjoy your company, or even be attracted to you, but that doesn't automatically mean she respects you. Respect is deeper. It's not about flirting, compliments, or casual attention. You can meet a woman, make her laugh, and still not earn her respect, and that's a mistake most men never realize. When a woman does respect you, it shows in subtle but very clear ways, things most men completely miss because they're focused on surface-level signs like attraction or affection. It's not loud or flashy, it's quiet, consistent, and often behavioral. She treats you differently than she treats other men, and these differences reveal her true feelings about you and your presence in her life. Understanding these signals is crucial because it tells you whether you're genuinely valued or just another guy she enjoys being around. In this video, we're going to break down 7 behaviors that women only show toward men they genuinely respect, and recognizing these can completely change how you approach relationships and personal growth. Every man has been in this situation at some point. You're talking to a woman, the conversation is flowing, the energy feels right, and it seems like there's a connection. You laugh together, share some personal thoughts, and everything seems positive on the surface. But then, out of nowhere, she pulls back, becomes distant, or acts differently than before. Maybe she's testing you with small challenges, questioning things you say, or simply seems less engaged. And it leaves you confused, frustrated, or even doubting yourself. You catch yourself asking, does she actually respect me, or am I just convenient for her right now? Here's the thing most men don't understand. Respect isn't given because of your appearance, your money, or even how smooth you are in conversation. Respect is earned and observed through deeper, consistent patterns, through the way you carry yourself, the way you handle your emotions, and the energy you bring into the interaction. It's not something flashy or verbal. It's subtle, behavioral, and often non-obvious. Women naturally reveal respect in ways that go beyond words or obvious attention. They respond differently to men they genuinely admire, they listen more, they adjust their energy, and they behave in ways that signal trust and appreciation. Recognizing these behaviors is crucial because it tells you whether you are truly valued or simply someone she enjoys in passing. Understanding this distinction changes how you approach interactions, how you invest your energy, and ultimately, how you shape yourself to command real respect in relationships and in life. 1. She softens her tone around you. One of the first subtle signs a woman respects you is the way she changes her tone. Psychology shows that women instinctively adjust their voice when they feel safe, trust, or admiration toward a man. Her voice becomes calmer, warmer, and softer, and it's not just about being nice. It reflects her emotional comfort and recognition of your presence. When you notice her energy shifting in this way, it's a clear sign she sees you differently than she sees other men. Most men overlook it because they're focused on what she says rather than how she expresses herself. Respect affects her energy, and that's something you can sense if you pay attention. 2. She values your time, not just your attention. Another key indicator is how she treats your time. A woman who respects you won't waste it. She's punctual, communicates clearly, and doesn't engage in unnecessary games or manipulation. If she's constantly late, distracted, or vague, that's usually a sign of disinterest or lack of regard. Respect isn't about flattery or attention, it's about consistency and prioritization. She shows that she understands your time is valuable. She matches your boundaries and energy instead of testing them or taking them for granted. If she treats your time with care, it's a direct reflection of the value she places on you. 3. She asks for your opinion and actually listens. When a woman respects you, she will ask for your thoughts on meaningful things, and she genuinely listens. This isn't about casual advice or small talk, it's about decisions, goals, family matters, stress, or long-term plans. If she's asking you and actually considering what you say, that shows she values your perspective. Women naturally avoid asking men they don't admire because they don't trust their input or judgment. When she seeks your opinion and integrates it into her thinking, it's a sign of respect and emotional trust. This is something many men miss because they focus on surface-level approval rather than the deeper signals of engagement. 4. She becomes more feminine around you. A woman who respects a man will lean into her feminine energy, especially when he demonstrates calm strength. Stoic principles teach that a grounded man stabilizes those around him. When you carry yourself with control, discipline, and emotional steadiness, she feels safe enough to be playful, relaxed, and affectionate. This isn't about performance. It's natural. She responds to your energy. If she's tense, competitive, or defensive around other men but light and open with you, it's a sign she respects and trusts you. Her behavior is mirroring your internal strength. 5. She mirrors your discipline and standards. Respect often inspires her to rise to your level. If you're consistently improving, whether through working out, developing discipline, managing emotions, or pursuing goals, she will match your energy. This doesn't mean she copies you consciously, and it doesn't mean she needs to be perfect. It means she admires your dedication and adjusts her behavior to align with the standards you set in your life. She respects the effort you put into your growth, and that admiration shows in her consistency and willingness to invest in herself around you. 6. She avoids creating unnecessary conflict. A woman who respects you will not seek to sabotage the connection. She won't pick fights over nothing, constantly test your patience, or create drama to see your reaction. Respect doesn't mean she's passive. It means she values peace, stability, and mutual understanding. She recognizes that conflict erodes connection rather than proving anything. If she is calm in disagreements and approaches problems constructively, it's a clear sign that she values the relationship and you as a man. 7. She shows small acts of care and devotion. Finally, respect is often expressed in subtle, quiet ways. She may fix your collar, check if you've eaten, send you something that reminded her of you, or support your goals without needing recognition. These small gestures are consistent and unforced. They aren't about attention-seeking. They're about acknowledgement, appreciation, and valuing your presence in her life. Respect is quiet, but unmistakable if you know what to look for. Which of these 7 signs have you noticed before? Comment a number below, and share what stood out to you most. So how do you actually become the kind of man a woman naturally respects, without begging for it, manipulating for it, or pretending to be someone you're not? You follow what I call the 3-step Stoic alignment rule. It's simple, but not always easy. Most men skip these steps because they require internal work, not performance. But when you apply them consistently, people, especially women, start responding to you differently. Not because you force them to, but because your energy changes in a way that commands respect. Step 1. Slow your reactions. Most men lose respect because they react too fast. They get triggered, emotional, defensive, or overly eager. Women can feel this instantly. But a man who slows down, who takes a breath before responding, who thinks before he speaks, gives off a very different impression. He's not controlled by his emotions, or by the situation, or by whoever is pushing his buttons. He's in charge of himself. This doesn't mean you become cold or distant. It just means you don't let outside pressure dictate your behavior. You give yourself space to respond with intention, not from insecurity or fear. And when you communicate from a calm place, people trust you more. They feel safer around you. Your presence becomes stronger without you having to raise your voice or prove anything. Step 2. Protect your boundaries. You can't expect anyone, especially a woman, to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. Boundaries aren't threats. They're standards. They're the lines that define what you allow and what you don't. A man with boundaries says what he means and means what he says. Doesn't over-explain. Doesn't tolerate disrespect. Doesn't chase when someone pulls away. Doesn't accept situations that go against his values. You train people how to treat you. If you fold every time someone pushes you, or you tolerate things that go against what you want, you're teaching them that your words don't matter. But when you stand firm, calmly, not aggressively, people adjust. Women especially respond to consistency. They notice when your actions match your words. They notice when your life has structure and order. They notice when you're not afraid to walk away from situations that don't align with who you are. Boundaries aren't about being harsh. They're about being clear. Step 3. Build inner discipline. This is the foundation. Without discipline, the rest collapses. A Stoic doesn't rely on motivation or temporary bursts of energy. He relies on structure. Discipline is what keeps you centered, confident, and rooted in purpose. It removes the need for validation or approval because your sense of self comes from your actions, not from praise. Inner discipline shows up in simple, daily habits. A A steady morning routine that grounds you. Physical training that builds strength and mental resilience. Emotional control, feeling your emotions without letting them take over. Choosing long-term purpose over short-term pleasure. Keeping your word to yourself. Working on something meaningful instead of drifting through life. Women respect men who are consistent, men who are building something, improving themselves, and living with direction. Not men who talk big but never follow through. Not men who crumble under pressure. Not men who rely on external validation to feel like someone. When you develop discipline, your presence changes. You feel more centered, more confident, less needy. And women can recognize that instantly, even before you speak. When you master these 3 steps, you stop trying to earn respect through effort or performance. You stop pretending to be strong, you actually become strong. Your energy becomes calm, firm, grounded. You communicate clearly because you're not afraid to lose anyone. You show up with confidence because you know you're building yourself every day. Women naturally respect a man who respects himself. It's not about dominance. It's not about games. It's about who you are and how you carry yourself.